Imagine a dark room filled with shelves of unsolved cases that may not have been looked at in years. Now imagine taking those cases off the shelf and bringing them into the light. The goal of this channel is to shed some new light on those dark cold cases on a state-by-state basis. Thus, welcome to Dark Cold State. I am your host, Dawn, and I plan to bring some light to these cases in hopes of providing new tips, leads, or attention that will bring a resolution to remaining family members. Today's true crime cold cases are from the state of Florida. Our first cold case is the death of Maranese Ray Ray Ross. Maranese Ross was a black or African American female who was 31 years old at the time of her death. Maranese Ross was shot and killed instantly on the evening of March 27, 2009. She was killed at her front doorstep at her apartment in the Arlington Apartments located at 1301 Jackson Street, Apartment A2 in Cocoa, Florida. It is believed that Maranese Ross was accidentally shot while gang members were shooting at rival gang members. Were you or someone you know in or around the Arlington Apartments on or around March 27th, 2009? Did you hear or see anything that it could assist law enforcement in this case? If you can provide any information regarding this case, please contact the Cocoa Police Department at 321-637-6309 or the Central Florida Crime Line at 1-800-423-8477 and reference case number 2009-2093. Callers can remain anonymous and could be eligible for a cash reward in this case. Our next cold case is the case of Doris Regina Chavers. Doris Regina Chavers was 32 years old when she was last seen alive at her mother's home in Sanford, Florida in August of 1989. A year later, on August 1st, 1990, she was officially reported missing to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. On August 19, 1991, two fishermen found skeletal remains in a heavily wooded area near the 400 block of Enterprise Osteen Road in Osteen, Florida. At that time, identification was not possible due to the condition of the remains and the fact that DNA testing was not as advanced as it is today. In September of 1991, an autopsy determined the skeletal remains were of a young female who was approximately 30 to 40 years of age that had died of violent trauma, and the Jane Doe's death was ruled a homicide. In August of 2018, a DNA sample was obtained from the biological daughter of Doris Chavers and sent to UNTCHI. In January of 2021, 3 years later, UNTCHI notified Volusia and Seminole detectives that the skeletal remains found in 1991 were a match to the daughter of Doris Chavers. Did you see anything suspicious around the area of Enterprise Osteen Road in August of 1991, or did you see Doris Regina Chavers alive between August 1989 and August 1991? If you or someone you know has any information regarding the murder of Doris Regina Chavers, please contact the Volusia Sheriff's Office Major Case Unit at 386-254-1537. Our last true crime cold case for this week is Coral Gables police officer Walter Franklin Stathers. Walter Franklin Stathers was a 44-year-old white or Caucasian male who was a police officer with the Coral Gables Police. Officer Stathers was on routine parole in the early morning hours of December 19, 1967, when he came in contact with a young black or African American male. During this confrontation, Officer Stathers was shot and killed at a home on Alhambra Circle in Coral Gables, Florida. Officer Stathers was found face down in the grass next to his patrol car at approximately 4:20 a.m. His colleagues reported his service gun missing. The gun is recorded as a .357 Colt Trooper with the serial number of 920686. Officer Stathers was shot with his own weapon, and the weapon has never been located. The morning that Officer Stathers was killed, a woman named Bertha Dorquette, who was the maid of the homeowner that called the police station, told police officers that she had seen a black or African American male standing over his body and rummaging through his pockets. That male then got on a bicycle and headed south. There are unconfirmed reports that a bicycle was located and was subsequently lost before processing, that DNA evidence was ruined and lost due to a refrigerator failure, and that a local man was approached by another male trying to sell Officer Stathers' weapon, and that the person approached had confirmed that the serial number matched Officer Stathers' gun. But that tip was never followed up on. Due to these unsubstantiated reports, a call has been made for open transparency and a release of the police records to the public so these facts can be validated or disproved. Do you have any information regarding the murder of Coral Gables police officer Walter Franklin Stathers? Were you in or around the area of Alhambra Circle in Coral Gables, Florida on the morning of December 19th, 1967? If you or someone you know has any information regarding the murder of Officer Walter Franklin Stathers, please call the Coral Gables Police Department at 305-442-1600. There are also many unidentified remains found in each state. If you have not already done so, please consider getting DNA testing completed where the DNA results are shared with law enforcement so that the possibility of identifying any unknown remains is increased. The goal of this channel is to provide attention to these cold cases. In order to do that, I must ask a favor of you. If you like the videos on this channel, please click the like button, share the video with others, comment below, and subscribe to the channel so that these videos are seen by as many people as possible. If you have a cold case or a missing person cold case that you would like to see featured on this channel, please suggest in the comments below or email me the information. Appropriate update videos will be provided if needed. Thank you.